Welcome everyone. It is 2024 and I am well aware that I have not given the channel the attention it deserves. My apologies for that. A lot has happened since the last time I spoke about my autism, so a short update is in order. In 2023, I started and finished my EMDR to deal with childhood traumas and clear some of the anger I felt towards my parents and society, which to a large degree was a success. The UWV has done my medical check and decided that I can only work limited hours and limited the professions I should do, which is meh. The relationship with my parents has improved, though not always smooth. There have been no real big serious arguments lasting for days or weeks, and I find my improved relationship with my parents a really big plus. So far so good. However, that being the short update, I'll be honest, at the current moment it's hard. I feel I'm struggling for several reasons. Going through EMDR and the past year made me think about a lot of things, so that also came with certain realizations. First thing you need to realize is that the reason I started the journey was to find out what was wrong with me. Why I always had arguments with my parents, why I didn't understand society, and more why questions. Sure, I had a hard time keeping a job. I have some questionable fetishes, and I have a tendency to not oversee the consequences of my actions. However, those things never really bothered me on an emotional level. It happened. It happens. I enjoyed it. Who cares? I took risks sexually with my dating habits. Others take other risks, like climbing a mountain without safeties. Questionable, but it's your own risk, it's your own life, and nobody should really have to care about it. We live in a country where you are free to make the wrong choices and bad decisions. What I'm trying to say here is that I never considered getting better or improving my life drastically when I was on my quest to find out what was wrong with me. Sure, bad things happened in my life, but bad things happen for everyone, right? I never realized the impact getting an official diagnosis would have on my life. I actually never considered getting better or throwing my life around in an attempt to deal with life better. My main goal was to find the answer why things were hard, and hopefully I'll be able to improve my relationship with the persons I care most for, my parents. I never asked or wanted to work less hours and earn less as a consequence. I never asked to be told that the work I was good at doing isn't right for me. Sure, I had expected some help, guidance and assistance, which I have from my ambulant caretaker. But to say it bluntly, I feel like I'm being forced to change more than I initially intended or prepared for. Which takes me to my second point. When I did my EMDR, one of the main recurring patterns that created my unresolved traumas is that due to the things happening in my childhood, I lost grip on what I want to do, who I want to be, who I am. I learned to choose what people expected me to choose, what I thought society wanted me to choose. And even the few things I chose to do myself, my sexual adventures and fetishes, which became risky and careless as response to the stress and pressure such a forced life brought me. However, as mentioned earlier, that was not a part of my life I had actually thought about, let alone wanting to change when I started. I was, in that sense, content. And now I need to discover what I want. And I have no clue. I know I never wanted changes this big, as I accepted my life being as it was. Sure, I was unhappy with my relationship issues, but I never considered having a breakdown every now and then as something bad. Surely everyone has their bad days or periods every now and then, and I accepted that as being part of my life. This raises the question, why would I not want a normal life then? Why would I not choose for a life with less meltdowns? More time to recover of the daily stress and attempt to rediscover myself. Why is that so hard for me? The answer to that question brings me to the third point. I do and I don't. To be honest, I stopped caring about my future when I decided to throw a caution in the wind and take the risk of becoming HIV positive, and as a result becoming it. This, to me, is a big red button to end it all, in a way. No matter what I do, no matter how fucked up my life might get, no matter where I would end up, I know it's final when I decide it will be. And it is this mindset which actually allowed me to do the things I did, to endure the stress and pressure I felt, to be careless with and about my sexual exploits, and which has now become an obstacle for me in order to properly motivate myself to change. Because why? Because the world is such a happy place? Because I enjoy not being allowed to do the work I like to do and was good at? Because I enjoy throwing my ambitions in the garbage? I have no idea. Having lived life from one event to the other, looking not further than the next appointment made, from one gig to another, it was far from ideal, and changing that mindset, that way of thinking, that approach to life is hard. However, I never shied away from things being hard. Schema therapy is next on the list, and though I'm still on a waiting list, it should be a way to help me change my patterns and thought patterns. Though I feel I'm having a hard time with my life as is, I also realize that I cannot turn back time. I cannot step off this path I am on now, and I have to see it through to the end, whatever that end may turn out to be. And with that, I would like to end this short update. I will go deeper into specific points and topics I mentioned earlier in a future video if there are genuine questions or specific topics that you viewers want me to discuss. I will try to give more updates about my life and things that I am doing this year, but well, life happens. Please hit the like and subscribe button, and I hope to see you in another video.